Hey everybody, it is your Sam, and this video is going to be a little rough, probably because I'm tired. But yeah, and if this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. I really appreciate you viewing this video, and yeah. Today I want to talk to you about self-loathing and negativity and kind of how to deal with that or find help that you need in order to overcome it. So, as most of you know, if you've been following me, you know that I deal with depression and anxiety and all that fun stuff. It's not really fun, but here we are. With those comes a lot of negativity or a lot of self-loathing, and it's just a vicious cycle that can happen to the best of us or the worst of us, depending on how we think about ourselves. And that is the main thing right there. Your negativity and self-loathing comes from how you think about yourself, how you perceive yourself, or how you think others perceive you. If it's negative, then we kind of need to kick that in the butt. It needs to get out of here. So, a lot of things that can be considered self-loathing or negativity are things like imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is where you believe that you're play acting at what you are. For writers, a lot of us don't think that we're actually authors or that we're writers. We're just not good enough to be under those labels. That's part of imposter syndrome. Another thing that can induce self-loathing and negativity is perfectionism. We want everything that we do to be perfect. We have this standard of ourselves, and sometimes it's unreachable. We set the bar too high for ourselves, and we don't give ourselves a break. We don't realize that we're human. We think that we're robotic or something, and that everybody else expects us to reach that certain level, and in reality, they probably don't. Another thing is comparison. We like to compare ourselves with others, and it's great if you find that that is your drive, that that is healthy for you. But what isn't good is comparing yourself with someone like Stephen King, because let's face it, he's been at this since he was, I don't know, what, 12, 10, and he's written a lot of books. There is no comparison there. A writer that's just starting out, you cannot compare yourself to a proficient writer or author like Stephen King. It's just wrong. Another one is learned behavior. You can learn self-loathing and negativity from your parents, from the people that were important in your life, even your friends. You have to unlearn it. And another one that kind of ties in with that is trauma. Mental and emotional and physical abuse leads to all manner of harmful thoughts and processes and coping mechanisms. If you find that the reason why you have self-loathing and negativity in your life is because of trauma, please seek professional help, because those will probably be the people that can understand you the best and can work with you to see the tools and the practices that you need to adapt for you to benefit you. And again, make sure that they're professional. And also, I'm not a professional in this, I'm not an expert, but these are some of the things that I do to help me get over negative thoughts. First off, my negative thoughts and self-loathing tend to come in spirals. So it'll start with one thought, or one mean comment to myself, and it just builds from there. It's like building a house, or it's like a downward spiral. The words are continuous. I find more things to be negative to myself about, and it just builds from there. And unless I stop it, it will continue for the rest of the day until I make myself sick. I get a migraine. I physically cannot handle the negativity anymore. And yeah, it's a terrible thing. This has taken years to do, but I try to tame the negative. When I notice that I'm starting to do that, I either just concentrate on something else to shut the negativity out, which probably isn't really a good thing, but it's what works for me right now. Another thing is, for each negative thought, I try to think of a positive thought about myself. I'm a big girl, I'm fat, so that is truth, but it's also kind of negative because it took me years to get this way, and I feel like I should, the next day be skinny again, kind of thing, if I work hard enough. You know how the whole mental mess happens. So if I find myself thinking about that, then I say, well, okay, I might be fat, but my eyes are pretty. Just try to replace a negative with a positive. List your strengths and keep them somewhere for when this negativity, the spiral sort of self-loathing, that you can pull it out and read it to yourself. It may seem silly. It feels awkward. It really does feel awkward. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's really weird to do that, but it does help, and it kind of stops the negative spiral, and it helps you realize that not all your thoughts are true. Another thing is, have a little bit of self-compassion. We give our friends excuses, like they say that they've been just too busy and they're sorry that they haven't had time to hang out like they want or like you want, and we give them a break. We say, oh, that's okay. I know you've been busy and I feel terrible for, bugging you, kind of thing. We give them a break. It's an automatic thing, but we don't give ourselves a break. We are our own worst enemy. We say, well, I've been too busy to reach out to my friends for the past couple of days. I'm a terrible person. We don't give ourselves that forgiveness that we readily give others. So we need to start practicing that. We need to give ourselves forgiveness. We need to give ourselves a little bit of self-compassion in order to get through this, right? Right. And another one is, whenever somebody gives you a compliment, accept it. This took me forever. I still don't handle compliments very well, if I get any. So accept the compliment. Don't be like, oh, well, it wasn't just me, or something like that. It was easy. Accept the compliment and go on. And write it down with the list of strengths. Write down what compliments that you've gotten lately, and read those to yourself too, just to help boost yourself up. And again, therapy. If you find that it's too much for you, or if it's overwhelming, you're reaching your limits and you kind of feel it, or you don't really know where your limits are, reach out to someone, whether it be a religious figure or an actual therapist, a psychologist, or something like that. Reach out to your doctor. Maybe they have a therapist or someone in mind that they think will help you, and seek that help. It does wonders. I learned a lot of tips and tricks from my therapist when I went, and hopefully you will too. That's all I got for you today. I hope that you can turn your negativity and self-loathing off, and you can learn to at least appreciate yourself more, if you can't find yourself able to love yourself. Give yourself a break. Honestly, that's the best thing that you can do for yourself. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, the little thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, or a little bit of content about my works and some live streams and all that good stuff, go ahead and hit subscribe and hit that bell so that you're notified for when I upload a new video or go live. As always, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, and keep writing, keep creating. I'll see you next time.